Now, I did say, Mr. Hughes, that yes, you've got me beat with your video blog, and that at some point or another, I would try and beat you with it. Now, I haven't got a full 3D setup, so that makes life very difficult. So I can't do a 3D vlog. I'm not capable of going to the moon to do it. Okay, so I'm only going one step up, and that is to vlog while I'm actually training. So I'm at the moment talking to myself like a complete idiot, and if Nikki comes in this morning to set up for bumblebees, she's going to say, is Steve talking to himself? And the answer is yes, he is. He's talking to himself on his iPhone. So this week's vlog then is mostly a video one. I'm now currently at the end of my run for Wednesday, which today is speed work. I've just finished Spartans, started at 6:15, finished at 7, had 10 minutes chatting to everybody, then jumped on the treadmill. So the session I've just done is a 10-minute warm-up at incline level 3% with speed of about 11 kilometers an hour. And that's what I'm running at the moment, about 11 kilometers an hour. There's no incline on at the moment because I've just finished the session. So during the session, the speed section is 40 minutes of 2 minutes tempo running. So that's fast enough so you can only say a couple of words at a time, if that, single words, and then 1 minute recovery. So, for example, during the 1 minute recovery, I'll run at, say, 12.5 kilometers an hour, and then during the speed section, I'll run at 13.5 or 14 kilometers an hour. Right, I've got 6 minutes left, and I've absolutely no idea whether the iPhone's got enough memory on it to do all 6 minutes. And I can probably hear an awful lot of whirring from the treadmill. So I'm hoping you can hear me. I'm talking extra loud. So like I said, if Nikki's here, she's going to think I'm nuts. So, we are on no cake, red, day 3. So far, I've eaten an awful lot of eggs and an awful lot of meat. These things don't bother me at all because I like both of them. Unfortunately, my long-suffering other half, who was also doing it with me, he's already sick to death of the diet, and we're only on the 3rd day. But, despite Sensei Craig's best efforts, I'm still cake-free, wheat-free, pasta-free, bread-free, beer-free, all of those things. I've had a few questions as to whether or not certain things are allowed. Now, the rules that I put forward are on the last blog, okay? So, it's not a full-on paleo diet. If it was full-on paleo, then certain things wouldn't be allowed, which are, so, lentils, beans, peas, things like that, pulses, they're not allowed on paleo. However, we're not doing that. We're doing Steve's red no cake, which is different, okay? So, if you have a look on my blog, if you're unsure of the rules, have a look on there and it will tell you what is and what isn't allowed. If you're not sure from that, have a look on the internet, Google it. The main things you're looking for are to avoid grain, whole grains effectively, rice, okay, and basically crap carbohydrates, so white flour, that kind of thing, alright? Or any flour in this case. You can avoid all of them. Nuts are allowed, peanuts are allowed, although they do technically, they are a pulse, they're not a nut. Okay, so you can eat all of these things. Chickpeas, they're allowed. Quinoa, that's allowed. What was the other one? Polenta, that's not allowed. That's a, I think that comes from barley, but don't quote me on that one. Now, during January, I did a whole month of no alcohol. Okay, none whatsoever. This month, that's different. If you look on the rules, alcohol is allowed. Okay, because I've not said that it's not, but can't be beer. And obviously, we want to avoid things like fizzy drinks as well. So, if you're going to have a drink, that's fine, but it mustn't have anything that's got wheat in it, okay? Or rice wine, or something like that, okay? So, red wine, prime example, that's fine, you can have that. White wine, to some extent, you have to check it, but it's got more calories in it, okay? Red wine is good for you anyway, so that's allowed. White spirits, you can't have vodka, that's made of potatoes, okay? What else? Gin, I think that's all right because that's made from fruit, okay? But don't have fizzy drinks with it. Soda water or something like that. Now, I'm not preaching because I'm amazing at this stuff. In fact, I'm not preaching, I'm simply telling you what I've been doing, okay? And just to clear up a couple of rules. Let's get off the diet for a sec and we can keep talking about training. Did Martians last night, fantastic class, brilliant. Kickboxing, weights, cardio, all in one thing. Sensei Craig had us working mega hard. It was really good, really enjoyed it. Sparred a bit last week, did squad training last week, ready for Holland, which I'm going to in November. So we've got a gen up on our tanks to do. But I'm looking forward to that. Board breaking as well, we have not done that, but we'll be doing it soon. Looking forward to that. Last week I went for a run on Thursday and I thought I'll go cross country. Didn't really work out. I was supposed to be cross country, ended up more like bog snorkeling. It was just mad. I was up to my ankles in muddy water, etc. Managed to get back in time for the class, but that was on Thursday when the sleet and the freezing cold rain was coming down. I only had my socks on and a very rubbish pair of gloves. Frozen. So much muddy water was around that by the time I got back here, took my socks off to walk in the dojo, my feet were black. I then went to Bikram yoga with Nikki to celebrate her 30-day trial, 30-day finish. She's done 30 days of Bikram every single day. That's commitment for you, that's hard work. She did 30 days and I went to get a session in for myself and also support her on her last one, the 30. When I got there, I'd not had a chance to have a shower or anything. My feet were brown and the looks I was getting off the teacher was like a teenage boy who never has a wash. So much so I actually cleaned my feet off halfway through the class using a towel, and she told me off for it as well. So, where are we? Wednesday. Like I said, just done Spartans. Did Martians yesterday. Had a quick run yesterday, and that's the cool down section. Done. And now just walking it off on the treadmill. There we go, slow down a bit. Should be able to hear me a bit better now as well. So, what's on the agenda for the rest of the week? I apologise, this is a bit slapdash, it was a bit of a last minute idea. Rest of the week. Tonight, hopefully sparring for a bit. Yeah, probably do some light cons, something like that. And then tomorrow, hopefully come in the morning with Dozer. We'll do some weights, I'm enjoying doing that. Now we've got the new weights bits and pieces that we've been using. And then I've got to take the class, which will be good. We'll do some extra ad work in there. And Martians in the evening, with a bit of luck. Then on Friday, I won't be training, but I will be teaching the junior coaching course, which incidentally, if anybody else wants to come on, you can do. Have to be green belt or above, 8 years plus. Okay, and all we do is go over the basic stuff that we do, me and Sensei Craig as instructors, and how we teach classes, how we plan classes, what stretches we do, first aid basics, things like that. Basically, so you can help out on the mats. Very important for when you get further up the grades, start hit towards black belt, you need to be able to take classes and teach. Okay, so that's what we're going to cover on Friday night. Saturday morning, well, it's up to Sensei Craig, I don't know what we're doing there, to be honest. Hold on. And then, what else have we got? We're just teaching on Saturday as normal. Incidentally, Saturday just gone, dead happy with myself. We had grading. Now I could only do the first half, the intensive part of the grading for the higher grades, simply because we've got so many other grades there that lower grades that I obviously needed to take the class, and Sensei Craig had to go and have a word with the parents, etc. So I took the class for that bit, but the first section was the bleep test, and of course the 3-mile run that absolutely everybody hates. I'll be honest, I wasn't looking forward to it. In fact, I was worried. It's been, I don't know how long since I've actually run 6 laps at pace. When I did it from the black belt for 2008, I did it in 17 minutes and 1 second. And I thought, there's no way on earth I'm going to get anywhere near that time. I've not done the bleep test until Saturday. I've not done the bleep test for 2 years, since the guys went to Romania. I did it then, when we had the full-length dojo, way back when. And yeah, it was hard, it was interesting. I recovered faster after the bleep test than I expected. I think I got to 12.9 on the bleep test, something like that, which is odd, because obviously I used to go a lot higher, but that was on the indoors. That's when we were indoors. It wasn't quite so long, and we had the wall to push off, so it was a little bit of a different kettle of fish, that one. What else? Yeah, so once we'd done that, we then did the 6 laps, and I felt strong. I've got to be honest, I felt strong. Felt good. Despite the fact I'd not actually had any dinner. I had to make do with the flapjack, but that was okay because I had not started my challenge yet, so that's all right. But yeah, I did that in 16 minutes and 13 seconds, which is, if I don't mind me saying, a club record. But I surprised myself. I wasn't expecting to go that fast, so I'm not going to jump up and down and say, woohoo, I'm so fast, or anything like that, because it came as a bit of a shock to me. What shocks me more is the fact that I think with a bit more training I could go faster than that, and I reckon I could probably get under 16 minutes. So with all this training, like the training I've just done, speed work, that's just going to increase, I think. Which sucks, because now Sensei Craig is going to expect me to do it, which is obviously scary. What else have we got? Oh, on the paleo diet, not on the paleo diet, on the no cake diet, incidentally, guys. On Friday, I know you're all bringing in cakes, trying to plot my downfall. Sensei Craig keeps trying to stick, what was it this morning? It was a Cadbury's chocolate roll, or something like that. Opened it, and then tried to push it into my face. He's also got them cake pops from somewhere. They look very delicious. I'm sure they're really, really nice. And if there's any left after the end of this month, then I will have one to make up for it. But thus far, all attempts to catch me out have failed. The only thing that concerns me about this diet is the carbohydrates. For the amount of training that I'm doing, and the distances that I'm covering, and the number of days a week I'm training, I've already started to lose weight, which is fine, because that's kind of, well, not lose weight, I've lost fat, which is great, because that's what I'm doing. I was doing this whole thing for, was just to prove that a solid training schedule and a half-decent diet will help people no end. And that's, like I said, that's really why I'm doing this. It is partly for me, I'll admit, but so many people before Christmas were saying, I'm not losing any weight, or how do you lose weight, or I can't do it, etc. So this is to prove to people that you can tone up, you can build strength, and you can lose weight quite easily. All it takes is a regular training schedule and a little bit of self-control, and that is it. All right. Now, because of my size, technically, it should be a lot harder for me to lose weight than somebody who's a lot bigger than me. Okay, so the advantage I've got mentally, all right, is outweighed by the fact that somebody who is 4 or 5 stone overweight, they will burn so many more calories. That's why people who are big and start diets lose weight so fast. Is because they've got all of that to lose, and their body will just trim it off. Okay, so if I can lose bits and pieces here, and I can trim down the fat, and I was fairly lean already, then you guys can do it. Okay, anybody can do it. And like I said, that's one of the main reasons that I did this diet, was just to prove that more than anything else, a bit of self-control, and a regular training schedule is, you can achieve anything you want. So you don't lose heart trying to lose weight. There's no point. If you want to lose weight, you need to crack on and do it, and get your diet sorted, get your exercise sorted. If you do the two together, then it will just absolutely fall off you. But you have to remember, of course, excuse me, as a stretch, ow.
you have to remember, of course, that you're doing one or the other will still work. If you don't do any exercise, then you start doing exercise, yes, you'll lose weight. If you're not on a diet and then you start on a diet, yes, you'll lose weight. But the combination of the two not only will make you feel better, but obviously the results are going to be far, far bigger. Now, I've waffled on for more than long enough because I've just looked at the timer and it says 15 minutes. So I think I've bored you all to tears. So I'm going to stop talking now. I've got to have a stretch, then I've got to get to home and eat quinoa. I'm having quinoa and banana porridge and what else? A protein shake because I'm knackered. I need to find some carbs from somewhere. I think we might have to visit Morrison's later on and we're going to have to hit up some pineapple and some mangoes and stuff like that. I'm hoping to get the old sweet potatoes going tonight as well, because I know they've got lots of carbohydrates in them, so we'll see how that gets on. Right, that's enough of me waffling on. I'll stick this on the blog as soon as I can. If it is really, really boring, I'm sorry. Just comment underneath the blog, underneath my Facebook post, and let me know that you don't want me to hear me waffling again, and I'll pack it in, and I won't do it ever. I won't do it in the future. I will, however, still look into making a 3D blog, but I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work. We could do it with some punching and some kicking, then maybe you'd have to sort of duck and weave your head as you were watching it. That'd be quite good, wouldn't it? Or some virtual pad work, especially for you. Right then, that's quite enough of this. I've got to stretch. I will see you all in classes tonight, no doubt. See you in a bit. Be well.